So again, thank you everybody for being here for this portion of the webinar. We're doing some tech support needs here. So just to really quickly, to start this off, we're going to need a Gmail account. So if you don't have a Gmail account already, I'm going to ask that you go to gmail.com. For me, it's going to take me straight to my email. So we're not going to want to do that. We're going to want to just set up a Gmail. So if you do that, it'll take you to this link here, how to create a Gmail account. You can click that, and this will take you a step-by-step how to create Gmail. Basically, you can click on this red button, and it'll take you through a step-by-step process of how to create a Gmail account. If anybody has any special tech support needs, if this is not enough for you, feel free to reach out to me. I can do some one-on-one kind of training to help make sure that you're getting the tech support you're needing. Okay, so yes.
How do I find out my Gmail account name? I have one, but I don't know the email account.
If you don't know, I would recommend just creating a new one if you can't find your old one. Maybe looking in your other email address for if you forwarded something from your Gmail to another email address. That might be a way of finding your email. But if you can't find it, I would recommend just creating a new one and then writing down in a separate place, like in a notebook you keep, the password and email, just so that you can have it for your record. Is that helpful?
All right. Yes.
Okay. All right. So thank you, folks, for bearing with me with that. So we have some other folks joining in. So now that we've covered basics on how to create a Gmail, next thing I wanted to cover was how to create a Google Doc. So once you have your Gmail account set up, this will give you access to the whole range of Google apps that they allow you to use. One of those great ones that we like to use is Google Docs. So if you want to create your Gmail account, type in docs.google.com. I just had a long website come up because I've used it so many times. But if you just type in this, google.com, that'll take you to your Google Docs page. This is basically like Microsoft Word. If anybody's used Microsoft Word before, this is a word processor that you can use to create documents to then share with other people. So to create a document, what you do is click here on this blank tab, this little square here. This creates a brand new blank document for you to use. In this document, you can then create notes. You can type in there.
I don't see any of this.
You can share this out with folks by clicking on this blue square here. This gives you, first you title it. Once before you share it, it's going to ask you to title your document. So I'm just going to title it notes. And then here I could quickly email people to give them access to be able to work on this. So David Sinclair, you're on this call now. I'm going to share this document with you. Here you can access the edit privileges. So if you want the person to be able to edit the document, you click on this box here, click Can Edit. If you want them to just be able to comment on the document without being able to make changes directly, you can click that. And if you just want them to be able to view the document, you can click here. So I'm going to want David to edit it. So I'm going to say, here are the notes from our call today. And then just quickly send. And then yes, it's just send David the notes, and then he can quickly jump in here whenever he wants, and he can edit the document at the same time as I'm editing it. And this is a great tool for collaborating. If while we're working in groups, especially this time, we're not going to be able to be in person, Google Docs will be your best friend. You can create a quick document, share it out with your friends, and then you can all start working on it together. It makes the process a lot smoother, a lot easier. Another great feature in Google, in the Google world is besides documents, they actually offer a whole suite of apps, which is accessible through the Drive. So I'm going to show you how to access Google Drive right now. So if you go to drive.google.com, this is very similar to the cloud. If any of you have heard of the cloud before, this is actually what this is. This is cloud storage, meaning that this is storage that you can put any documents or any files into without encumbering any space on your computer. So this gives you access to a certain space that you can use freely You can access it from any computer. The benefits of this is that you're not taking up storage space on your devices. Any device logged in to Google Drive, you can access your documents from. So if you want to access it completely from your phone or from a library computer or from a friend's computer, this is a great resource to be able to access any of your documents remotely. So just really quickly, you can create on the Google Drive. If you click on this new button here, you can create new folders, and this allows you to actually upload entire folders into Google Drive. So let's say you have a folder of pictures in there. You can do a folder upload, and instead of having to individually upload each individual file, you can just upload the whole batch at once. It makes your life a whole lot simpler. You can create Google Docs, which we just showed. Google Sheets is like Google's version of Excel. It's Sheets. Google Slides is what we're going to be using today. So this is like your typical PowerPoint. We'll stop there for the things. There's a whole long list of things that people can do on Google. I recommend you going in there, playing around to find all the things you can do in there. This grid here of nine dots here that looks kind of like a tic-tac-toe board. You can click there, and it'll show you the long list of Google apps that you have available to you to use. So I hope that's useful for you all. If you haven't used Google before or Google Drive before, feel free to use it. This is going to be our best friend as we're working together as a group and as we're trying to navigate this new world. We're not going to be able to be in person as much anymore. Any questions about any of that before I move on?
I have one.
Yes, CL.
I have members in my group who do not have, they have an MSN email or USF EDU.
Yeah.
Would they be able to access any of the material on Google Drive and Google Docs?
Yes, they would. The USF emails are actually Google emails as well. They use Google for their email, so they'll have already access to all this stuff. The MSN emails, they'll have access to it. However, if they want to create their own documents and if they want to, have their own Google Drive, they should create their own Gmail account.
So it really is tailored to people who have a Gmail account.
It makes it easier for you to create your own documents. You can still access other people's documents through with an email that's not Gmail. So like if you had a Yahoo account, for example, and I sent it to you through your Yahoo, you would still be able to access any of the documents and edit them. Just to, if you wanted to create your own, if you wanted to, have your own Google Drive, you would need to create a Gmail account for that.
Right.
That's a good question, though. So, okay. So, I think CL accidentally clicked out. But anyways, so any questions about that? So while we're here too, I just want to quickly demonstrate, just quickly highlight some of the things you can do in the Google Hangout that we're in right now. So let me just exit out of the presentation. Okay, so if you look at the screen, you should have, when you click on it, you should have a panel on your right. This has, people's faces. In the middle, on the bottom, you have 3 buttons. One being a microphone, one being a red phone to hang up. Please don't click that unless you actually do want to hang up. And then a camera. So the camera button is to turn on and off your camera. If you're going to be, moving around or, doing something distracting like eating or something, we ask that you please just turn off your camera for the time being until you can, engage with us. If you are going to be taking phone calls or things like that, feel free to mute yourself. I'm muting people that are on the phone by default. If you are on the phone and would like to chime in, press *6 to unmute yourself. And those are really the basics. I'm going to turn on closed captions here so that we can all have access to that. Some best tips for when you're on Google Hangout. If you are having some issues hearing, I would recommend putting some earphones. It seems to be the best thing for people. Also, if you can limit the amount of background distractions going on, meaning try to get in a secluded space where you can be alone and talk with people and engage. We're going to be covering some best practices on video hangouts later on, but I just wanted to cover that for the time being. Great. So the next thing I wanted to cover really quickly is Google Calendar. So Some of you may have some experience with this, but if not, I think it's useful for you. So let me just get back into the presenter view. Okay. Okay, so let's X out some of these. So to get to there, what we're going to do is we're going to type in calendar.google.com. And you're seeing, I think you're seeing a thing here. To access most of these things is just the word, whatever we're looking for, .google.com. This will take you to your Google Calendar. And let me just take away my calendar here so you can see. So basically, if you haven't already have a calendar set up, you're going to see something like this, a blank grid. This is the day view. More likely than not, it's going to look like this for you. It's going to be a week view. So just some quick things you can do in here. Like I just did, you can change the view from day to week to month to year. The day view just shows you a little bit bigger what your day looks like. So this is good if you have a very crammed day and you're having trouble kind of reading all the different time slots. But we'll stick with week view. This is the one that people most use. So, let's say you want to create an invite for a calendar for an event that you're having. So we're going to have a meeting on this Friday today. And we're going to have it at 4 p.m. So you click on that box for 4 p.m. on Friday, and that gives you a square where then you title your event. So we're going to call this follow-up discussion. And I'm just making this up as we go. And then this is where it gets this is the important part for everybody to notice. If you want to add guests, you just click here, and you can type in the email for the person you want to add. I'm going to add David. You're being my guinea pig for today, David. I hope that's okay. So I'm going to add David. And then if I wanted to add conferencing, so to do like a video conference like we're doing right now, you would click add room. And then right next to where it says camera, where it says add conferencing, click there. And that's going to give you a Hangout link. Now, Hangouts is basically a fancy word for a video call. When you create this link, you can share this link out with any of your fellow advocates, anybody else you want to be on a call. And then all they do is click on that link the same way you all did today, and it takes you right into your meeting space. Once you're done with that, let me hide this. Once you're done with that, you're just going to save. And it's going to, this is asking me if I want to send my invite to my calendar guests. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to send that. It's not going to say this for you. You can ignore that part. That's only for me because I have a Sierra Club account. But so now David is invited to this event that we're doing, the follow-up discussion. So, so I want to just one. If you can just hold questions for 1 second. I'm just going to get through this 1 second, then we'll ask have questions. So if you want to do any follow editing, you can click there. And I'll just go back just to make sure people saw where I went there. I clicked on the event, and then this little pencil here on the top, click that to edit your event. And then from here, you can add a description for your event. You can say, a deeper dive to our focus group, whatever it is. You can add more guests here. You can make the meeting time, change the meeting time from here. You can make it an all-day meeting if you would like. You can make it repeat. This is one of my favorite features is, let's say you have a recurring meeting, a weekly meeting. You can schedule it once by creating it. And you just click weekly on whatever date you want, or let's say it's monthly on the third Friday. We'll click that. So now it shows up on every third Friday, and then we click save, and it'll just save it for us. And then it'll send the invite to our guests. So I'm going to go back here. So just really quickly, setting up meetings, what you want to do is you're going to go to google.calendar.google.com.
Okay, well, I'm going to see what these say.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I just have to mute somebody. If you're on the phone, I'm gonna mute you really quickly. If you would like to unmute yourself, please press *6 if you would like to say something. Okay. So we're gonna go to calendar.google.com. Like I said, you're gonna click a box. It's gonna bring your time slot that you want to schedule your invite for. It's gonna bring up your box. You type in the stuff that you want to describe it. Click to add conferencing. And then once you've opened up that little box, it's going to open up 3 more tabs, and then click where it says add conferencing to add your video link. So I hope that was clear for folks. Again, we're recording this. If this was a little bit fast for you, we're going to be sharing at the recording later so that you can go through this at your own pace to learn it at your own speed. Okay? Questions at this point? Okay, not hearing any.
I have one.
Yes, please, go ahead, Theo.
Again, this is an invite into a Google Hangout. If a person has a Gmail account, this will be accessible to them through that link, right? The Hangout?
Anybody can access the Hangout link. Don't have to have a Gmail account to access it.
Okay.
Another good question. And yeah, another. Let's say you use Zoom. I anticipate that being the case for people here. But if you use you can always just copy and paste that link to where I created that Google Hangout link. So if you have your own, conference call line to use, you can always just copy paste that in there instead of creating a Google Hangout link. Okay, so I hope that's useful for people. So I was going to talk a little bit about the direction of the course, which we're going to be taking it, how, why we're doing this. So as you all know, this COVID crisis has severely limited our ability to be able to meet in person, and most of our power as a grassroots network comes from the ability to meet in person and hold rallies, create people power moments where local media, elected officials take notice. We're having to shift that now to a more digital space because of obvious social, physical distance restrictions. So we're taking time to do the quick deep dive with people to let you know these are some skills you can use to better organize online. Things that might be you might know something about, or maybe you learn something you get a little bit deeper understanding around. We want to make sure that everybody's well equipped as we transition over the next couple months to doing more webinars, more digitally based actions, that you all are well trained on how to do those things and what types of digital actions are happening so that we can get creative together and still keep this momentum building that we're going to need in order to win on the issues that we work on. So I hope that you all get something out of this course. It seems from the beginning that people are seeming to get something from it from the initial feedback we've been getting. So I just get the chance to be able to share this information with you all. I consider myself a resource for you. If at any time between these courses you have any questions, feel free to reach out through phone or text or email, and I'd be more than happy to work with you on ways that we can apply this information and put it into practice. So the structure of the course, I'm just going to speak a little bit about that, and then we're going to